Well, here it is again, Tuesday. We have another dojo topic, and the topic that we're going to be talking about today is making decisions. What are you waiting for? So, before I go into the presentation part of it, I wanted to tell you that we had the most amazing conversation about this today. And I am really looking forward to sharing this with you. I know I say that every week, but I'm going to share my screen with you so that you see exactly what we were talking about today, and like, just you were called to this for a reason. So please feel free to just stop the video at any time, take some notes, see what you think, leave some comments. We do join together. We do come together virtually every week, and you can go to masteringyourbeliefs.com/dojo and check that out if you'd like to join our conversations live. And if you're unable to join us live, feel free to keep enjoying these videos that we're posting every week, because I keep getting this information downloaded to me, and I know they're meant to be shared, and this is what we enjoy doing. But today's decision, today's topic is about making decisions. What are you waiting for? And last week we talked about manifesting prosperity with the art of forgiveness. So if you have not yet seen that video or were not able to join us live, feel free to check that out. I'll put that at the end of this video so you can easily refer to it. But as I mention every week, each of these topics stand alone, but when you start adding them to each other and the information, you realize, like, whoa, now I've got this information and this information and this information. Now, I just want to take a minute here and remind you that knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So I think that's timely, right? With today's topic about decisions, making decisions. What are you deciding to do with this information that you're being given week after week after week? So today, let's decide. It's time to decide, right? What are you going to do? One of my favorite sayings is, life is all about choices. And of course, that's not just the choices we make, it's also the choices we choose not to make, meaning we can choose to do something and we can choose not to do something. So they're both relevant. Making decisions comes with responsibility, though, and sometimes that's why we back off, right? Because there's the responsibility of follow through, the responsibility of creating a daily practice to support your decision, and the responsibility to believe that you are the perfect choice to make this decision. So if there's something coming up and you're like, oh, am I the right person for this? Should I really be doing this? I know when I published my first book, I thought, do I really have the right to put this information out there? Is it me? Should this information be coming from me? We have so many negative thought process going through our heads that we can be indecisive because we're not sure. We're just not sure. So it's understanding, like, what is it that you want from this? If you're afraid of the responsibility or you underestimate yourself, there's a good chance you won't succeed, because we cannot go beyond our own self-accepted image. So if we don't think that we're the person for the job, if we don't think that we're capable, that's the image that we have for ourselves. And we set ourselves up to fail. Remember, I think we talked about this last week when I said one cannot plan for success while also planning for failure. And so, if you say, hey, I'm going to be really successful at this, but you're in the background, you're trying to figure out, how you're going to explain when it doesn't happen, what you're really doing is setting yourself up for failure. So you want to think about what's going through your mind, because no person is incapable. Believing you're incapable is only a misuse of your intelligence. You are so intelligent. But when you use that intelligence as a way to be indecisive, as a way to create self-doubt within you, you're actually misusing your intelligence. Value yourself not as a person who is indecisive, but a person who is capable of making decisions. Because problems are intelligence functioning in a field of unintelligence. It was 2 weeks ago, we talked about the field of possibilities. So if you haven't seen that, go back and check that one out. Be aware of what these topics are about, the field of possibilities. So the field of possibilities, it's like everything is possible. It truly is. We know that everything is possible. But if you tell yourself it's not possible or you're doubting yourself, that's what you're putting into your field of possibilities. And then you wonder why you're struggling or why you're indecisive. When you create a problem based on an inability to fully commit to a decision, you are only looking at one end of the stick. Remember, there's two sides to everything, yin and yang, up, down, black, white. There's two sides to everything. Everything has contrast. Wanted and unwanted are opposite ends of the same stick. Your mind is at the center of that stick, and your attention determines which way your conscience is moving. Where is your conscious going? That's your state of being. How are you feeling? Remember, your state of being is how you feel in any given moment. So where is your consciousness going? Is it going more towards the negative or more towards the positive? That's the flow that you want to get used to paying attention to. You know, if you're feeling indecisive, you just don't know. Should I think this or should I think that? But if you're being indecisive, you're going more towards the negative. That's that primal state of being, that fight, flight, or freeze, that I can't make a decision. I don't know what to do. Now, that in itself is not a negative, though, because you may be indecisive because that's your answer. Maybe the decision you're trying to make is a no-go. Your higher self is trying to let you know or guide you like, this is probably not best for you at this time. So indecisiveness does not have to be a negative. Everything is what you think it is. Remember, standing with your back to the sun, you can see your shadow. Standing with your face to the sun, you cannot see your shadow. It has no existence in your awareness. Therefore, it has no reality in your experience or perception. Problems, such as the inability to commit to a decision, are the shadows created by you when you refuse to face your light of intelligence. Whether your inability to commit to a decision is based on a fear of making wrong decisions, doubt, worry, confusion, or defeat, remember, all problems could not exist if you did not exist to create them or experience them. Once you accept that you are the creator of your problems as well as your solutions, shift your attention from your concern with the problem, in this case, your inability to make and commit to your decision, that's what we're talking about today, and give the same amount of thinking and feeling to your awareness of yourself as intelligence in action. Once you do, a perfect idea will happen in your thinking, and you will triumph over the resistance of your own preconceived inabilities. You will be a new cause bringing forth a new effect. Your new effect will be one, it'll be one you like. It'll be one that you're happy with, one that you feel really good about, and one that benefits you because it was born in intelligence and was nurtured by your own intelligent planning. If you find yourself being indecisive about something you believe to be of importance, make sure you really want to be rid of your indecisiveness. Say out loud what you want to be rid of. Just say it out loud like, hey, I want to be done with this. And I don't want this to continue in my life. Because after all, you've been doing this since you were born. You just didn't realize that that's how you were making it known to the universe. Declare that your decision is final and irrevocable. Mentally picture yourself as no longer having the problem. Get the feeling that the problem is gone and will never return. Stay in this mood for several minutes, then change your whole thought process. Remember, we've talked about this in previous dojo sessions. You only have to hold on to a better feeling thought for 16 seconds in order to start shifting your state of being. So if you're feeling really grumpy or like a victim or blame, shame, frustrated, depressed, down in the dumps, if you're feeling those, all you have to do is hold on to a better feeling thought for 16 seconds. And if you want a free resource for this, visit my website at masteringyourbeliefs.com and go to the free resources. There is a resource there called Turning Your Negatives into Positives. And it explains step by step by step how you can do this. So if this is something that you're feeling challenged with and you want a resource for this, there you go. You've got it. Now, once you do that, watch your thoughts for the rest of the day so that they don't interfere with what you really want. They don't, you don't want to interfere with your subconscious process of eliminating an old condition. So every time you begin to rethink the problem, stop, just like the little squirrels telling you to stop, and shift your attention to the fact that it no longer exists in your world. Never worry about it again, or you will be reclaiming it. You'll be reactivating it. Just somehow mentally in your mind, even if you think of this squirrel, stop. You let the universe know. Just like that little baby was crying, no, I don't want this. Stop. Your momentary consideration of it must be that it's gone and can never return. It is dead and buried. Confirm to yourself that it has no existence in you or your affairs. Before going to sleep at night, reaffirm out loud that the problem has disappeared. I mean, just lay there in your bed at night and you're like, this is gone. And you have that conversation. Say it out loud if you can. And this is a good time to reinforce that understanding. What you are doing directly before you fall asleep will seep into your sleep consciousness. So, if you tend to fall asleep with the news and you're listening to something negative, or you're reading a scary book or something like that, you are putting that into your thought consciousness before you fall asleep. And that same power works this way that we're talking about. Before you fall asleep at night, you just say, reiterate, like, hey, I've made it known that I want to be done with this indecisiveness thing. I'm done with it. Let it go. You've got to make your wants known to the universe. And continue this creative process every single day and throughout the day. Say to your subconscious mind, my subconscious mind is a function of the universal mind. It obeys my words and acts upon it. I have declared the dissolution of this condition, and I've now reaffirmed my position. I no longer want, need, or have this negative situation. It has gone into nothingness. It no longer has power over me, and I'll never recall it to my mind again. I am free. Because where your attention goes, your mind follows. Mind is the only creative power, and mind is an interaction between thought and feeling. When you're in this powerful state of being, your mind is focused on solutions instead of problems. Therefore, solutions manifest much quicker and easier because you're in balance. You're balanced between that primal state of being and that powerful state of being, and you can go either way. You know that you have that power. You've got that inner power within you. You have shifted from an area of fight, pressure, and argument to one of intelligent, harmonious action. Just be calm. Tomorrow is today amplified. Make a decision and take responsibility for it. Because whatever you decide, you're amplifying it. And tomorrow, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So if you're concentrating on the problem, you're creating more of the problem. But if you're concentrating on the solution, you are creating more of a solution. That is a wow factor. Think about this, your responsibilities. You decided to start a business, but did you decide to be successful? You decided to receive money for your products and services, But did you decide to be wealthy by creating prosperity consciousness? You decided to be healthy, but did you decide to make healthy choices and feed your mind, body, and soul? You decided on your perfect partner, but did you decide to have a fulfilling and reciprocal relationship? It is done unto you according to your decision. So, what have you decided to do? The answer to that can be seen by looking around. Looking around, what are you attracting? You know, do you live in the home that you want to live in? Do you live in the area that you want to live in? Are you happy with your body? Are you happy with your career? Are you happy with your checking account, your bank account? Are you happy with your relationships? Whatever's showing up for you, these are the decisions that you're making. Now, if you don't like them, you are the only one who can make things different. You're the only one in your mind. You are the only one who can change your mind, shift from that negative thought to a positive thought. If the decision you're facing is something you desire, and it's based on the golden rule and the law of love, and your decision is not based on trying to consciously harm another person, you know you've made the right decision. If you feel really good about it, if you know that what you're doing, you would wish upon another, what you want to receive, you want others to receive as well, you know you're making a decision from the highest place possible. And now that you've heard this information, if you're still feeling indecisive, ask yourself, who am I to? And I love this question because it can be asked in two ways. It can be asked like this: who am I to do this? I mean, do I really have the knowledge, the understanding, the social acceptance? That's where we doubt ourselves. But then it can be asked another way too, right? Who am I? Who am I to? Now that's a question that you're posing to the universe. That's a question that you're saying, hey, I'm starting to understand that I am really a fantastic being. Who am I? What am I capable of? What can I be doing more of? What can I be putting into the field of possibilities? Again, if you're not understanding the field of possibilities, 2 weeks ago, we talked about that, the field of possibilities. If you're in alignment with your inner intelligence, you will know how to move forward, because this is how divine intelligence works in all of us. This is the way that prosperity consciousness works. Decide what you want. But here's the thing, most people don't really know what they want because they don't take the time to understand what they want. I really am excited about this conversation, this topic. We had great discussions over it today. Please leave me some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Subscribe to the channel. I post these every Tuesday, and you might forget to go in and check on your own. But if you subscribe, you'll get a notice and say, hey, there's another one. These topics are so powerful. And as we have meet every week at the dojo, the women are telling me like, oh my gosh, when I took 2 weeks ago and added it to last week, things changed for me. This was happening. That was happening. See, it's like you're creating this toolbox, right? This toolbox of all this information. And again, I'm going to repeat this. Remember, you can watch these and get all of this knowledge, but knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So, what are you going to decide to do after you watch this? Aha, that's a good question for today. If you want any free resources or support with this type of work, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. Leave me a message, get some free resources, whatever calls to you. Whatever calls to you, that'll be right for you in the moment. And in the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.